Hi, you're with Scott. This is Ganja Kid, the stream. I'm Ganja Kid. I always get that wrong. Oh, my days. So, I'm Ganja Kid. This is the stream. Let's do this straight off. Okay, done that. That's for my edit. Oosh, ooh, bush, bush. Hi, you're with Scott. This is... Okay, so this one's for the edit. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted, my channel. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear because this is mono. And here's the little microphone, talking. That was probably really quiet, wasn't it? Probably a bit quiet with the old microphone. Hi, you're with Scott. This is Battery Exhausted, my channel. It's midnight. It's always midnight. This is your right ear and your left ear. First time, every time. Show you my... Have you seen my cat? Look, woo! Look at the cat. It's a cat. Okay, you've seen that. Today what we're doing... Today what we're doing is just a little random thing. I've been editing all day and my back's a bit hurting, we're dropping the old... We're not dropping the old kilobytes again, are we? We're not dropping the old kilobytes again, are we? We're not dropping the old stream. We were doing really well with that the other day, so I thought we were off on a roll. I've got to say thank you to Nigel for sending me an email with some technical things in that I'm trying to get my head around. Got a reply to that, yeah. And what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's pop out chat. Pop you out. Popped. You got popped. So chat's alive. What we're doing today is against Destiny. Oh, that naughty Destiny. I don't really know who Destiny is that well. I've just seen a few of his videos. Became aware of him through a debate he had with Vaush, I think, who is on the left-hand side of things. I'm on the left-hand side of things, but Vaush got himself all tied up in funny ideas and sounded silly. Destiny sounded quite sensible. And then I listened to him talking with Perspective Philosophy. Some ideas came up. He didn't sound that sensible. He was talking about killing cats. Now, I'm not following his work closely, but this, let me show you. Web browser, boom. The issue is, they were talking on his stream recently, and you need to see his little face, don't you? You need to see his little face. Where's his little face? There he is down in the corner. This one's called If the Audio Clip is Real, Then It's Indefensible. Career Over. Don't really know exactly the full extent of what they were talking about because I can't listen to the whole episode because I only get a minute in before I start getting cross. Oh no, the microphone's in the way of the cat. Oh no, there's a cat. But what we're going to do is I'm going to play you what he said, what they said. Move my windows around. Shift your windows. I'm going to play that and then we'll talk about it. And basically the gist is though that he suggests the Queen is racist. I'm not sure the Queen is racist myself. We'll talk about it. And he says some things which reveal a real sad lapse in thinking. I mean, this guy debates people all the time about how do I put it, social justice. Like, he's not a social justice warrior or anything like that, but he talks about society, the way things are working, politics, ethics. That's the good word, ethics. Talks about ethics, and he appears to be priding himself on his ability to do these debates and his logical thinking and his thinking. He seems to be presenting himself as a bit of a thinker. That's from what I've seen. But despite doing all that thinking, despite having all these highbrow concepts going on in his mind and being master of these concepts, he makes some real basic drops of the ball, to use lowbrow terms. He really drops the ball on a couple of really key points here. So let's just listen to what he said, and then I'll try and take him apart bit by bit, and hopefully it'll be interesting. Hopefully. Let's go.
Go.
But legit, it could be any of them. I wouldn't be surprised if all of them think like that.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it was the queen, to be honest. Well, it'd be pretty dumb or decision like that. But she's like 100 years old, right? So she's probably,
Yeah.
I imagine she's probably pretty racist. Just by
So, just unpausing it there straight away. Obviously, this discussion, obviously, it's not obvious, is it, if you don't follow the British tabloid media? But what's happened recently is that one of our princes has decided to leave the royal family. He's gone off with Meghan Markle to start a new life in America, and they decided they didn't want to be royal anymore. The main reason was that Harry said that the press were hounding them too much in the UK. He didn't want all the publicity. So it's pretty bad form of Oprah Winfrey to then do an interview with them, because they don't want publicity. They want to be left alone. So naughty Oprah for doing an interview. Obviously, they do want publicity. They just want the kind of publicity they can control. Okay, they just only want the publicity that they control, and that their projection of things to be the story that they control, to be the one that's in the media, and anything else is being. Meghan herself is sort of saying that everything else is racism. I'm not here to discuss whether the British tabloid media are racist. Certainly they have done some racist things, but not, you can't group everybody and everything all in one like that. It's too complex a thing. So I'm not here to discuss what she thinks about racism, what she said to Oprah. I didn't watch the Oprah thing. I'm here to discuss what Destiny's saying about the Queen, okay? So I'm not really interested in Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. As far as I'm concerned, like they said, they wanted to be left alone and not be royal anymore. Fine. I'm quite happy to leave. I've never cared about what they're doing anyway, so why should I start caring now? Fine. They can go off and live their lives. That's fine. But he just said... So the issue has come up is that they went into Oprah. They went on to Oprah and they said that somebody in the royal family said some racist stuff. I think... because I've heard it, you know, being talked about now. I think the idea was that somebody in the royal family said, "What colour will your baby be?" And that sort of tired, old, racist sort of thinking that the person who's doing it might not believe they're being racist. They might think they're asking an objective question, but don't realise that it comes from a place of sort of tired racism. So that had come up in Oprah, but no names had been stated. The Meghan and Harry don't want to point the finger at somebody and say, you said something racist. That's what's happening. So now Destiny and his friend, who is a bit of a sycophant, he seems to agree with a lot of... He loves Destiny, this mate of his. No, I'm just being cheeky there. Just being cheeky. I don't know anything about their relationship. But Destiny is speculating about who is the racist in the royal family. Now, we all know before... they say it, and they are going to say it, that Prince Philip has said many racist things in public. That's the Queen's husband. He's said tired racist like slurs quite often. So we know that he does that. Nobody likes it in the UK. We're all a bit like, it's a bit like the embarrassing great uncle at the family party who puts his foot in it because he doesn't understand. Do you know what I mean? It's like that whole, except there doesn't seem to be a lot of malice in it, but there does seem to be this misguided understanding of perception. But then he is like the crown prince, isn't he? And he's had a whole life of you know, he's like he's literally like married to the Queen, so his superiority complex is probably, you know, it's probably quite swollen by now, isn't it? He probably thinks of himself in quite high terms. I mean, come on, like, it must be difficult in some ways to be royal, yeah? Whatever. I'm not defending him for saying racist things. I'm saying that the older generations do sometimes carry over this sort of tired racist, but that's sometimes, right? I was saying it's like the one uncle at the party. I'm not saying it's like all my older relatives, because I don't think older people necessarily are racist inherently because they're old, which is an ageist statement, isn't it? Let's just go back to Destiny quickly and let's hear what he said again.
Scuff podcast?
You going on Scuff?
But it, like, legit, it could be any of them. I wouldn't be surprised if all of them think like that.
I wouldn't have been surprised if it was the Queen, to be honest. Well, it'd be pretty dumb or decision like that. But she's like 100 years old, right? So she's probably...
Yeah.
I imagine she's probably pretty racist. Just by being that old, she has to be, right?
Now, I don't know if he's just messing about, but that's ageism. He's being prejudiced against old people by saying, if you're like 100 years old, ha ha ha, she's not 100. But, you know, if you even joking about once you reach a certain age, God, you're like 100, like, you know, that's ageist. And saying that ascribing a certain viewpoint of the world onto somebody because of their age, that's ageist. A lot of older people are, certainly of the Queen's generation, are more aware of certain aspects of racism because they lived through certain things, didn't they? They saw the world change. They might have fought for that change. They might have fought against the fascists in the war. They probably did. The Queen herself drove ambulances in the war. It's something we're going to get onto in a little bit, but let's just carry on.
Yeah, I mean, like Prince Philip, her husband, is like notoriously says racist shit all the time. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm pretty surprised that it's not him actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole thing's stupid. I just
well, I mean, it's pretty fucked up.
They're doing a lot of swearing, aren't they? But they've edited it out for YouTube. So
I also listen. I just want to say, because I understand this, okay, so much better now. Listen, Europeans are not allowed to roast Americans about being racist, right?
Whoa, what? Now, hang on, wait. We'll break this. We'll let him carry on, and we'll break it down. But first of all, Europeans are not allowed to roast Americans about being racist. Where'd you start with that? So, first of all, by saying Europeans, that's silly because that's racist. Like, I'm not equal and the same as, when I say equal, obviously we're all equal in terms of rights, but in terms of culture, in terms of the way that I've developed, it's not the same as somebody from any other part of Europe. Like, we've got such diversity, such a long history of diversity in varied European cultures, from Great Britain, France, you know, the Scandinavian countries with their Vikings, the more southern Mediterraneans, the Romans. You know, we've got ancient history there, and it's gone on for a long time. The people have been crossing borders, moving around. You've had the Ottoman Empire that was controlling part of Europe. So we've had Arabic peoples moving in. We've had, I mean, later in history, when England and Great Britain became a commonwealth and an empire, you know, we brought all of the people from all over the world back across Europe. We're a cultural melting pot, and to just label us as Europeans entire when we're speaking about this issue specifically is strange and silly. And to label yourself as Americans, because I know America's diverse, and I know you've got different viewpoints and opinions around the country. So just to say we Americans, you can't lecture us because Europe, that sounds a bit small-minded and narrow.
Right? Because you guys are crazy.
Really?
Yeah, guys. Okay, first of all,
nah. Go on.
Okay, half your countries only have like different shades of white people. Okay, number one, outside of like.
Whoa. Number one, half of our countries only have different shades of white people. What? That's distressing to me, because I thought this guy was well versed in, you know, ethics and things. Like, it doesn't matter about skin colour, does it? Especially when we're talking about racism, because you can be racist against someone for being Scottish or being Welsh, and it has nothing to do with their skin colour. You can be racist to somebody from Romania, and it might not have anything to do with their skin colour. So the fact that we've got about, I don't know how many countries that are, now we're going to have to, Ecosia. You can see Ecosia, can't we? How many countries in Europe? Right, there's 44 countries in Europe, it says. 44. So we've got 44 different countries to be racially insensitive about. And we've had these over a long period of time. So, you know, we've been dealing with that for a long time. In America, of course, it's one big, what we're talking about, America, North America, it's one big country, and it was established by the same Europeans that we're talking about, Europeans. But people from all different countries in Europe went over and established the colonies in America. They killed a lot of the native people, didn't they? They killed a lot of them, which was quite bad in terms of racism. This is history, and we're not getting too deep into it. But that established country, America, that's only a couple of 100 years old, he's sort of saying that we don't have enough diversity. We've only got white people in Europe, so we can't talk about racism. But that's silly, because not only have we got an incredibly diverse, let's find out, diversity ethnicity in Europe. Let's just see if we can get ethnic groups in Europe. I mean, will this show us something? So we've got in Europe, we've got Romani, Aromanian, Apatin, Catalan, Corsican French, Gallic, Italian, Occitan, Portuguese, Romanian, Romanish, Sardinian, Spanish, Germanic, Danish, Dutch, English. So these are all the countries, you know, obviously we've got that. We're really closely bordered by Africa and Asia. So we have a lot of people come across those borders, and certainly over the years we've had a lot of populations. But I was looking for more of a general multicultural, you know, ethnicity sort of diversity. Let's just look at England, because England's where I live, and is a good example of ethnic diversity. Let's have a look at the main facts and figures. Out of all regions, so the most diverse region was London, where 40% of people were either Asian, black, mixed, or BAME, whatever they say. So 40% of people in the capital of London, so that's nearly half. I just wanted a general breakdown, you know, a general overall. Look, there's a bit of a breakdown, ethnicity. So whilst white British is the main in the middle there, in all parts of our country we've got Asian people, black people, mixed people, you know, and other, white other being probably what you would call European, but being Polish, Romanian, you know, any Swedish, whatever. But yeah, we've got an established community of mixed races, and that established community was established long before America even existed. Like, we had a mixed community, and we've got like great traditions of that in our country. So that goes across Europe as well. Europe's probably more mixed than Great Britain at this point, because we're an island just off the north of Europe. So the southern areas of Europe where they actually physically border these other countries, like Syria, imagine all those refugees that have come through. You know, we've got this easy access point to a shared border of people, which in my opinion is a good thing. We've got a mixed culture. So number one, all the people in Europe are white. It's just silly. We're not. And I just want to check, you know, so we've seen that breakdown. I wonder what it's like for, I don't want to look at this. We need big face now, don't we? We need big face. Let's have your big face. So I can go back to this. Let's go web browsing again. Diversity, ethnicity in America. I mean, you've got probably three major race and ethnicities, haven't you? Which will be Hispanic, white, and black. I'm not trying to be racist here. That's my understanding of it. Non-Hispanic white 60%, Hispanic 18%, black 13%, and then you go to Asian or two or more natives are down there at 1.3%. So 5% Asian, 18% Hispanic. The main, you know, non-Hispanic is 60%, the main body of people. So it's fairly similar to what we just saw, isn't it? Let's have a look again. So again, like, we're looking at about 80% in some parts, 90 in some parts, but in other parts as low as 40% in London. An average would probably be somewhere around 60 or 70%, wouldn't it? Maybe 80%. So maybe we're slightly less ethnically diverse in terms of there's that large Latin American contingent in America, but we have a wider range of diverse ethnicities in you know, we've got more Asian people and other cultures as well. So there you go. Like, we're both quite diverse cultures, really. That's a good way of looking at it, isn't it? And I say we, you know, it's not us and you and we and us and you. We're all global citizens, aren't we? So,
like a few cities, okay? So number one, all right? Number two, I'm not going to lie, looking at this girl.
Whoa, now I've got an ad, so I'm going to have to mute the audio and go off web browsing so you don't have to watch this ad. And then I'm going to watch the ad. I'm going to skip it. So there you go, you've enjoyed that. And then let's come back to web browsing and let's bring you up again. And also chat hasn't been popping off, so it might be because I'm just having a ranty one today. But let's just, oh, hello. See how I made the chat just work just by clicking on it? Hi, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Got some Portuguese, not Portuguese, Korean in the chat. Korean language. If I, that's my guess, reading that. I can't read it, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're looking at there. So look, let's get Destiny back.
Find another picture. I thought she was just white. Okay, I don't even know if she's dark enough to be
Meghan Markle.
Yeah, to be racist in America. Is she? Let me find another picture. Maybe I've just seen bad pictures of her.
I mean, she's far too black to be in the royal family, though, mate.
What's
the rest of them?
Spell her name again?
So now Destiny's saying that Meghan Markle is not black enough to be racist against. Like, you can't be racist against Meghan Markle because she's not black enough for you, which is one of the most horrendous racist statements I've heard from a white male, dominant, patriarchal, popular on Twitch. I don't know, man. He doesn't see. I thought he was much more enlightened than to say something like that. You can't be racist against her because she's not black enough for us Americans. Certainly, I'm not going to go through pictures of Meghan Markle, but it happens that people who are of the minority community feel they have to. I'm going to change to big face for saying what I'm saying instead of looking at him. People who have an ethnic diverse background, they might feel they have to fit the norms of the culture that they are living in. This is part of racism, institutional racism. And someone like Meghan Markle, when she's being done her makeup and, put on telly, Meghan herself, I mean, she's a real difficult example because she's lived this messed up life, hasn't she, of being in the public eye as a child, like a Disney child, telly star. She's got some really confused ideas about attention and importance, and she seems to have some really strange, in my opinion, confused ideas about what she wants to do with her life. Even most obviously when they said they didn't want to be in the media, but then they'd go on Oprah. They just seem to be a bit confused. Maybe, I mean, obviously they're not confused. What they're doing is they're building a brand and they're going to use that brand to make money, like Kim Kardashian or someone like that. So they're not that confused. But what I'm saying is that you look at people like her, like Kim Kardashian, like Meghan Markle, and Priti Patel, who is now our Home Secretary, and they all looked a lot darker when they were not being projected as hard into the mainstream public eye, in my opinion, because over the process of being projected in that mainstream public eye, like Michael Jackson, not to bring up a bad example, but they use more pale makeup and photoshopping, and it's part of racism, isn't it? Like, we know this goes on. Don't pretend that I'm saying something bad and racist here. That it might not be her choice, but the people who control the image, they sort of whiten people up, don't they? Like to sell them to the white middle classes more. So that happens. Like, it's not. I don't know how black Meghan appears to the naked eye, like from looking at these pictures, and I don't think it matters when we're talking about racism. Meghan is mixed race. Like, you can't say she's not black enough for you to be racist against you. Oh my days, man! Destiny has judged that racism cannot apply to people who are not black enough. That's awful. That's really bad. Just said it as a little joke though, didn't he? So I don't know if it's true. I don't know if he means it. Maybe we'd have to debate him. But I don't want to have a debate and an argument. I just wanted to point these things out because they just seem to have slipped under the radar from someone who's quite influential and is projecting themselves, like I said, as a thinker on this platform. So, I'm a thinker. I think about things. These are my thoughts.
Meghan Markle or Merkel?
Meghan Markle. Okay.
I think it's Markle.
Yeah, if this chick, I'm pretty sure Melina is darker than this girl when she's tan. Like, I don't know, man. You guys are crazy. This is like what is too dark.
Yeah. So you didn't see the pictures there because I didn't even think it was worth putting. I just thought I'd listen to his
Yeah,
voice
I mean,
without
she's not
pictures.
exactly like, I don't know. You wouldn't call her black, at least I wouldn't.
So there you go. He wouldn't call her black. So job done. Racism averted. It turns out you can't be racist against Meghan because she's not black enough. Well, I think that's silly. I think that's silly. We're going to go back to web browsing now because I'd just like to go back to the Queen, who was accused of being racist for being 100 years old earlier. She's not 100 years old. This lady, right? Just going to say a few things that I know about her off the top of my head. During the war, she was the Princess Royal. She wasn't the Queen at this time. Her father was the king. And during the war, it was probably expected of her that she would shelter, be guarded, hide away. You don't want the Germans to be able to have a shot at the Queen or the future Queen, do you? But what she did in the war was she drove trucks. She drove ambulances around the country and supply trucks. She couldn't obviously go to the front line. Back then, it was a turning point for women when they were able to enlist. So it wasn't normal that a woman would join the armed forces even. So for her to do that, for her to join the army and drive the trucks and risk being blown up by a bomb, which were literally dropping on our country as she was driving around, that takes extreme bravery and courage and character. And she didn't have to do it. A lot of monarchs and royals and people who are born into this privilege, they just do the bare minimum, or what's easy and expected of them. Charity events, turn up at this, wave at that, live the life of Riley. She doesn't do that. She lives her life in service to the country. And as much as you might think she's got it made and it's all lovely for her and wonderful, she has got a life of certain opulence, yes, but she also spends her time doing what she thinks the country expects of her, not what she wants to do all the time. Does that make sense? She's not free like you and I to just go and, well, I'm not because I'm staying in because of COVID, but, she can't just go to the beach, can she? She's never been able to do these sort of things. She's lived a different life, and you might think it's unfair and she's more fortunate, but at the end of the day, she's given up some things in service of the country. And you don't have to do that. You could do what Harry did and just fuck it off. Don't be royal. Don't serve the country. Don't do the engagements. Don't, be part of the charity things that they, whatever. Don't do that. Just go and live in America. You can do that. She's free to do that. She decided not to. She decided to stick it out, to lead the country, to be a figure of national, I don't want to say pride, I want to say focus, because, she helps us to, as a nation, in a very, like, in a way that a politician can't. She's like a person that's lived her whole life with this relationship with the people, and so she understands and is part of. It's like listening to your nan talk when you hear the Queen. Sometimes I feel she has affection and care for her people. Now this is another important point, and I'm ranting. I'm on a ranty rant. Oh no, I'm on a ranty rant. Let's just move chat. See if nothing changed. Okay, this is a really important point though. Is that the Queen is not the Queen of England. She's not the Queen of white people. She's the Queen of Great Britain and the Commonwealth. And that means Great Britain and the Commonwealth, we're just going to go to this one, ethnicity. See, we're looking at England and Wales there by ethnicity. But if you want to look at the Commonwealth countries, members of the Commonwealth, that's the Commonwealth. Look, they're all over. Look at that. Canada. She's the Queen of Canada. She's the Queen of Guyana. She's the Queen of Nigeria. She's the Queen of Cameroon. She's the Queen of Ghana. She's the Queen of Sierra Leone. She's the Queen of Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, Tanzania, Kenya, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Australia, of course, Papua New Guinea, maybe not Hong Kong anymore, Malaysia. I mean, we, again, it's not me, it's this institution that I'm born into and talk about, but the Commonwealth gave Hong Kong back to China, but on the proviso that they let them keep democracy. And China, they're a bit naughty because they said absolutely they can keep the democracy. Then a few years later they've changed it round, but that's not what we're talking about today. We're just pointing out the Queen is the Queen of all these countries, New Zealand and Fiji, and that doesn't just mean that she sits on her throne in England and rakes in the money. Because it's not like that anymore, is it? There's no... it's not the same system of oppression and slavery and all that. This isn't the empire. This is the legacy, the Commonwealth. And if we go back to the Commonwealth and actually Queen visit, what you'll see is that she spent her life... Oh, there's a problem. You could try reloading it. Okay, let's just take visit out and let's try that. It's probably not as good, is it? That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Visit, come on, you should encourage me up. So what, are these still not, this is not exactly what I'm looking for. Look, that's her with the sheikh and the money man. I don't know what's going on there. But this is more like what I'm looking for. Visiting Uganda here. The Queen is not averse to visiting her Commonwealth and being with her people. She spent her whole life doing that. And this one in black and white is her in New Zealand as a young lady. She spent her whole life, okay, it's wonderful and it's exotic and she can travel and, you know, all those things, the sort of things that Meghan Markle's attracted to. But she's been doing that in service of her Commonwealth, and she understands, this is her in Jamaica. They want to ditch the Queen maybe, but she understands that people of all colours, of all creeds, are just people, and she is the Queen of them. You know, she loves all these people. That's a genuine smile at children. It's not like a racist looking at some, like, do you know what I mean? You can get where I'm coming from here, yeah? So the Queen of the Commonwealth, who has spent her life in service of the Commonwealth, travelling the world, and that travel broadens the mind. She's met the people. She's been fortunate enough to meet the high-end people, the politicians and all that, but also to walk amongst the public and the populace. So she spent her whole life doing that. This is her Christmas broadcast this year, on a very difficult year.
And light does more than create a festive mood. Light brings hope. For Christians, Jesus is the light of the world, but we can't celebrate his birth today in quite the usual way.
She is a Christian, but she's a special Christian because King Henry VIII decided when he wanted to have a divorce, way back in history, that if God had chosen him to be the king, then he must be God's representative on earth. So we're going to break from the Catholic Church and we're going to have our own church. It's going to be called the Church of England. And the king, me, the king, King Scott, beheading all the haters like Joffrey, sweet like the sweet, sticky dark like toffee, so don't test me. King Scott, the king, what was I saying? Yeah, he was imbibed with this divine power because he was obviously chosen by God, wasn't he? Because God runs things, he's the king, must be God's will. So they set up this Church of England. She is the head of the church. They recognise in the Church of England that she is appointed in some way through this divine power, this path. So she's Christian and deep involved. You know, she's part of it. She has lived her life understanding this. You know, you can question people's beliefs. You can say she might not mean it. She might just be saying it. But in my opinion, someone who's consistently spoken about her Christian beliefs and values all of her life must at some point be acknowledged to be a Christian. And she believes in those values: love the neighbour. You know, it's there, isn't it? She's talking about it here, so let's carry on.
People of all faiths have been unable to gather as they would wish for their festivals, such as Passover, Easter, Eid, and Vaisakhi. But we need life to go on. Last month, fireworks lit up the sky around Windsor as Hindus, Sikhs, and Jains celebrated Diwali, the Festival of Lights.
Now, I know that, sorry, she's making me a little bit emotional. I know that she's probably got this scripted, and you could say, oh, well, she could still be a racist. They're just telling her the right things to say. But she does have some input on her speech at Christmas, and she chooses, every year, she chooses to highlight the diversity in our population. And it's because, like I say, she's met these people, she's been to these festivals, she understands their cultures. So she's trying to share that opportunity she's had to mix with and understand people. She's trying to share that with her people and to encourage this love. And honestly, she knows those words she said, those peoples. Well, a couple of those words I didn't recognise, being honest. I'm not that educated on all these religions in the same way as she is. So I don't know if Destiny understands all these different festivals and religions. I don't know if he's as open-minded and understanding of diverse people as the Queen, but he's accusing her of being racist because she's old.
Providing joyous moments of hope and unity despite social distancing. Remarkably, a year that has necessarily kept people apart has in many ways brought us closer. Across the Commonwealth, my family and I have been inspired by stories of people volunteering in their communities, helping those in need. In the United Kingdom and around the world, people have risen magnificently to the challenges of the year.
Yeah. So she's proud of people for helping each other. She's, in my opinion, not a racist, and has a very difficult position despite the luxury. Yeah. So there we go. That's what I think. I think the Queen's not racist, and I think that if you say things like this at the start of your broadcast,
Racism like that, but she's like 100 years old, right? So she's probably,
Yeah.
I imagine she's probably pretty racist just by being that old. She has to be, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Prince Philip, her husband, is like notoriously says racist shit all the time. So I'm pretty surprised that it's not him actually. Yeah, the whole thing's stupid. I just
Well, I mean, it's
I can agree that it's stupid.
pretty fucked up. I also, listen, I just want to say, because I understand this, okay, so much better now. Listen, Europeans are not allowed to roast Americans about being racist, all right? Because you guys are crazy.
Really?
Yeah, guys, okay? First of all,
Nah. Go on.
okay,
what?
half
Go
your
on.
countries only have like different shades of white people, okay? Number one, outside of like a few
Yeah.
cities, okay? So
We don't have to go over all that again, but yeah. I thought he was going to say, you guys are crazy. You've done such racist things in the past that you can't lecture Americans on racism. That would have been a point that could cohesively have been made. But again, it wouldn't have been me that's doing that racism, would it, in the past? So, you know, Hitler was European. Yeah, he was European. But then so were the Jews. So it's just impossible to, you know, to label everyone with that big brush, isn't it? Like I've said. So I've said my piece. I've said what I thought. I think the Queen isn't racist. I think that Destiny, as a popular... I don't know, does he describe himself as a thinker, as a social commentator? I don't know what he describes himself as. I don't watch enough of his work, but he's been saying these things and having these discussions on ethics. And so I'd like to point some things out about the things he said. I think we've done it. I think we've made the point. I think that's the video. I think that's the video. God save the Queen. Should we listen to the national anthem? Should we listen to the national anthem? My God. When the Queen did her Queen's speech, she did a speech. That's not, none of those are the thing I thought would. British national anthem. Am I going to get copyright strikes for the national anthem? I shouldn't, should I? It should just be fine. Turn it down a bit. All right, bloody label. You don't need to do this in a video these days. This is a bit of media learning. Don't need to do that these days because you can put it all in the writing underneath it. You can just go in with it. Come in. Oh, there's a drum roll. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Rebel Queen. Right, I'm going to pause that. Isn't it interesting that the national anthem of America talks about America, the land, and ours talks about our love for the Queen? It is interesting, isn't it? The concept of the monarchy is more important to us than anything else. I mean, I don't know if it is, but it's certainly something that you have seep into you as a British person through your life. And I don't know how biased I am. You know, I haven't examined the monarchy and its position in our modern society. Like I said, I just feel some sort of empathy for these people who are born into a difficult situation, because we're all born into difficult situations. So some of them are, you know, you can win the lottery and you can lose it all. You know, I don't know. And there's something else I wanted to do with this today. So we covered the Queen and racism now. We've covered Destiny. We've done that. We're going to do some secret ASMR. Let's go big face. It's not an English-speaking country, but there are very few parts of it I understand when listening to it. Very interesting. I'm saying she's not racist. Yeah, man, I'm saying she's not racist. Hi, capital K. I'm saying she's not racist. I mean, you could definitely, it might be interesting for us to look at aspects of the monarchy that are, I think the institution of monarchy can be racist. I think you can level that at them. But not the person herself, the individual and her actions. She's definitely done so much for diversity, and she has so much understanding. Yeah, she's a good person. I will honestly be very sad. She will die at some point, and I'll be very sad. It'll be very sad for our country. And I wonder if Charles will just abdicate and allow the younger generation to take on the more modern monarchy and to change things, or if he will have a sort of lifetime of pent-up ideas that he would like to enact that he won't be able to. Charles will be known as a Green King because he really cares about the environment, but it's just whether he'll be too old and too, whether he will have the appetite for being king. Certainly after the death of his mother, he'll be very upset, I imagine. And he's lived through such a turbulent life so far. Maybe he'll just want to, have a quiet retirement now. Who knows? I think it's quite likely that that Charles himself will just abdicate and allow the younger, like I said, the younger generation to reinvigorate the monarchy and to change what it means to the people in some way. I think that's important as well if it's to continue, because there's no. I don't know. I can't predict the future. But I don't see there's a long-term future for institutions like monarchies as people become more and more connected and I want to say educated, but is that happening? I don't know. Hopefully it will. In the future, as ideas are shared more easily, the concept of a monarchy will become less and less obviously, like, you just accept things because they're there, because they're tradition, but it'll become less and less acceptable, I think. Unless they can do something to make it, like, they do a lot for charity, and they do a lot, like I said, the Queen serves the community as her day-to-day life. That's what she does. And it does bring a lot of joy to people, even though it's silly that they're just, they're just people like anyone else. But I met Prince Charles once, and the fact he came to our town meant there was like this big celebration in the town, and then there were people out on the streets all cheering. It was like a celebrity came through. He shook my hand. I would talk to him, and that made my day. He seemed like a really genuine and nice person. I didn't feel angry at him for being born into privilege. He didn't rub my nose in it for being a pauper. So, yeah, I don't have a problem. But it's weird, isn't it? Oh, Drag Race is on. Oh, Drag Race is on, yeah. I've got to catch up on that. Maybe we should do a podcast about it. Yeah, but you can always catch up on this on the Battery Exhausted channel, where I upload the edits, where I've been furiously uploading and editing the last couple of days. What I wanted to do Sisyphus. So let's get Sisyphus. Where's my Sisyphus? Where's my Sisyphus? I wrote it down on some notes. I wrote it down on some notes. I actually did. I wrote a little thing. ASMR? No. You have to just bear with me while I just... don't say bear with me. You never say bear with me. You told them you're not saying it, and then you said it. My Sisyphus. If anyone can tell me who Sisyphus is... I know. I should have been prepared for this. This is a shame, because I thought I had it just here in notes. Schizophrenia, stream ideas. Is the Queen racist? Let's just check I've said everything here. She's not the institution. Yeah, I think I've said that. She's not just the Queen of England. We're multicultural. She's a Christian. We've done ageism. She drove trucks in the war. Europeans of mixed ethnicity. Shades of black is not what racism is about. And calling us Europeans is awfully narrow-minded. Yeah, okay. Did all that. Oh, you can search. Look, you can search Sisyphus. There you go. That's good, isn't it? I'd have never found that otherwise. Right, so I've got... Yes, Sisyphus pushed a rock up a hill. Exactly. That's exactly what the bad man did. He was... with his rock. Right? Right. I say this right. I say right all the time. Yeah, let's get my hat out. Let's get your punishment hat now. I'm going to have to wear the hat for punishment. Right. Right, kids. Let's do some ASMR. Get in the back of the car. I'll take you to go and see. I know where there's a circus. I know where there's a circus. Right, Johnny Depp. Yeah, he was... I don't know who stole the fire, to be honest. I don't know. I think what probably happened is that multiple people stole the fire because the different cultures would have all had their own representative who they claim stole it. I'm the champion. I stole the fire, mate. We've got our own fire over here. Where'd you get yours from? We stole ours from the gods. No, I stole mine from the gods. You stole yours from, well, I don't know, maybe lightning hit the earth and set things... I don't know. No. Basically, Sisyphus, though, here's a secret. Let's tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret. This is going all broken. I've done the planned bit now, and now we're into my brain. So now it's just breaking apart into fragments. A secret. Let's show you a secret. Right, I'm going to go to switch account here on the old YouTube, and then bring up this one, and then go to my channel. Your channel. Why do they call it your channel, not my channel? Right, this is a secret. Let's show you. Web browser. Who's that there? What's that there? Oh, that's some ASMR shorts. What this is it's a shorts channel. Shorts? What are shorts? Well, you can't see here because you aren't looking at it on your phone. I'm not on my phone. This is my computer. But on your phone, on your old... can you see my phone? You know what a phone is. I don't need to hold up a phone. Right, so on the old phone, it's landscape and short form videos. It's a bit like TikTok. YouTube are pumping their own sort of TikTok. And so we thought we would produce a shorts channel. So every day I just put up 1 or 2. I put up about 10 on the first couple of days because I thought, you can't have a channel with nothing on it, can you? So I put up about 10 shorty shorts. And there's now quite a lot. Whoa! Look at all them shorts! Look at those shorts! Right. So the good thing, though, right? If you're watching on your phone, though, oh no, that high pitched voice made myself go a bit Cornish. All right, we'll have to be Cornish for a bit, right? So if you're looking at it on your phone and that, right, then what happens is you do shorts. It comes up. It's like its own little shorts like driver, what do you call it, like menu bar, and when you watch shorts through the shorts menu, right, what you'll find is that they replay, they go over and over. So I missed the over. So when you're watching shorts, they'll replay over and over, and I thought that's a really nice device, isn't it? What a really nice idea. So the idea is, what we're going to produce today is the first infinite loop ASMR. I believe, and I'm going to say it again, that ASMR has grown tired with people who have a lack of ideas, and that the idea that you should use your Patreon community to suggest ideas for you is just a sort of like, when you get to that big end and you've got loads of people and all that, and you've got, what it is it's just like a marketing machine that, like, it's like one of those echo chambers, and you're not getting new, like, interesting, certainly you're not bringing up your own, you're not bringing yourself to the table, you're just letting people vote for what's popular and then doing what's popular on the old vote. I think a lot of that's happening in ASMR at the high end, and at the other end they seem to be just copying what the other people are doing. There's so many videos the same. There are some really good, really good, like this one I'm highlighting here, Tom, the ASMR machine. I don't know if he's still going, but he was really good. I was really happy with him and his interesting creative work. So there are some really good ones out there. There are definitely some really good ones out there. So we, True Binaural ASMR, we, the Ganji Pukos crew, we're one of those creative ones. So I've got the channel going. It's just got started. I've just put up a few little clips from a few videos so that it can have things on there and it can exist. But a couple of them are really interesting. We're going to make one today on channel about Sisyphus, because can you see what I'm driving at with the rock up the hill? Right, Cornish, where are they from? They're from Cornwall. I can't say it though. It's one of those words like rolled gold, gold ball, Cornwall, wall, Cornwall. They're from the south of England. What I thought was Sisyphus, right? What we've got is an infinite, he pushes the rock up the hill, and then he has to do it again. It's infinite, isn't it? So we've created infinite video that you can watch on the phone, and when you press go, it just goes over and over and over unless you swipe. So that's an infinite ASMR video, isn't it? Like, it has to be short, so it can't just be like, you know, one of my videos on loop. It has to have a reason for being short. So we're going to try and whisper a 30 to 60 second Sisyphus story. I've written it and we're going to whisper it, and then I'm going to turn it into a loop, and then it's going to go play forever, and that'll be nice. And you can find that and you can watch it. Oh, keep pressing that and you can see what I look at on the internet more commonly. There's nothing bad there. It's just Amazon and YouTube and Twitch. So my universal credit. Yeah, so we've got infinite loops. But before we do that, I thought I'd show you one of these, because one of these videos here is scary and messed up. It must be this one, the Jack of Diamonds, right? Right. This video is scary and messed up. So we'll listen to this. I'm pretty confident chat's still working, because I don't have to keep checking it, do I? Let's check it one more time. I checked it and it moved. Sisyphus pushes rocks up the hills, Kate Bush runs. I never was a cornflake girl. Oh no, that's Tori Amos. Right, look, this video it was just a random short. I just got my playing cards video and cut a little bit out and made it into a short. But I've tapped the microphone, you rude. What I did was I cut out the bit where I'm talking backwards, and if you listen to it, sounds like I'm saying something. So what I'd like us to do, you can do this in your own time as well, is I'd like you to look at that shorts, Jack of Diamonds, ASMR shorts, playing cards, Jack of Diamonds, listen to it, and then put in the comments what you think it's saying, because it's one of those reverse things where it's like the devil. Listen to this. I swear that bit says he, I is he, him, he is me, he is I, him, something like that. He is me, I am him, which is really, it's making me feel really freaky. Like I'm possessed when I'm making it. I mean, did you hear that? Did you hear that? He is me. Do it again. He's doing it. That last one said, he's doing it. He is doing it. So you have a look at that in your own time, shorts, and tell me if you think the devil has possessed me and I'm saying weird things in backwards speak. Because they reckon that if you play songs backwards, the devil's talking, don't they? So, nice to see you, hello, Devotee. Sorry to talk about the devil speaking when you're about to go to sleep. But you can look at the nice ASMR shorts before you go to sleep, and that'll be nice for you. And we're going to make one now, aren't we? We're going to make one. So, let's get Sisyphus back. Let's get me back. Let's put me back. It's been a real pleasure to have... I've got no idea where you're from. Maybe I should ask people where they're from. But going to sleep now, so it must be somewhere else other than where I am. It's funny that, the way we're connected all over the world, isn't it? Big face. And my Sisyphus story. And then I'm going to whisper it. I'm just going to whisper it. And we'll use that whispering. That's not Sisyphus. There we are. We'll use this as part of the video. And then I'll get some pictures of Sisyphus up. And then we'll use them. You've got to time me, because I've got to get this done in a minute or less. So I'll use my phone. I've got a phone. You've got a magic computer that can do things. You can put a stopwatch. Stopwatch. Don't do this voice because I won't like it for ASMR. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. I can't hear it. I can't hear it, but I'm just gonna 1, 2. Let's put it up a bit so you can. There you are. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can I hear it? Check, check. 1, a bit 1, 2. There you are. 1, 2, 2. I mean, you can hear that. I can hear it. Check. Okay. Okay. React to the track and run down the line like a winger. If you want to get it, forget it. If you look like a winger, I've got to be a humdinger. I'm about ASMR rapping, so I'll do Sisyphus in a minute. I just see, I'm a king killer. I can't sit still. I'm climbing to the top of the tower. I'm waving dollar bills. I'll burn the money while we lose the cops. I got lyrics locked, so get ready to stop up in the dough. You want to fuck, but I'm not afraid to change. Still got the passion and the pain and the rage, and the age didn't mellow me. It gave me focus and hunger, like hundreds of locusts coming to the jump to take. No, that's naughty. That's wrong. It's swarms of locusts coming to the jump to take over. I'll try. I've got something in my mouth. See, I'm a king killer. I can't sit still. I'm climbing to the top of the tower. I'm waving dollar bills. I'll burn the money while we lose the cops. I got lyrics locked, so get ready to stop up in a dope motherfucker. But I'm not afraid to change. Still got the passion and the pain and the rage, and the age didn't mellow me. It gave me focus and hunger, like swarms of locusts coming to the jump to take over. Flying like a Superman, but I don't need a cape. Fly to level up and spit the fire and lead the way. Ashamed of the way the world is still the same. Can we arrange for rearrangements in the past and present, precedents and preconceptions, redirection? I went wrong because I felt my I went wrong because I heard my throat and it spoiled the whispering. But it's harder. It's harder to whisper. I must be really loud. That's why I'm leaning back now, because I must be really loud next to that. But it's harder to whisper. Like if I was rhyming that, I'd do deep breaths and. But it's harder to whisper. Like when I'm breathing the breath, it sounds loud in balance. It's weird. It's weird. Flying like a Superman, but I don't need a cape. I need a fly to level up and spit the fire and lead the way. Ashamed of the way the world is still the same. Can we arrange for rearrangements in the past and present, precedents and preconceptions? In the past and present, precedents and preconceptions, get a new direction, or I'm getting off at the next stop, the next station. It's the state of the nation, it's bare necessity. Arrest easy, got the answers from the smarties. So bright right now, illuminate Illuminatis. Who's got control of your tellies, got your countries, and all your armies who fight for gun money. You know the answers, so what's the use? You waste your lives on trivial pursuit. It's not a game. A general knowledge could be a soldier, a private knowledge. I come to show you a Sufi. You move me to change my act. Fasting forward and I won't look back. I got killers you can't catch like Jack the Ripper, and killers you can catch and give back like Corona. Billy Elliot can be a ballerina while millions of kids get killed in Syria. Billy Elliot can be a ballerina while millions of kids get killed in Syria. I'm looking at the man in the mirror, gonna make a change. That's me. That's me. Rapping. Me. That's me rapping. That's me rapping. I got that cat. I got that cat. That's MC Strafe out of my brain. It's not got no words written down for that. It's just out of my brain. So there you go. I mean, I chuffed myself with some whisper rap. But we didn't get the whole thing in one, so we can't put that on the internet. No one will ever know. That'll just be our little secret, unless we try one more time. But it is quite taxing on the old chest. Yeah, they should knight me. I should become a royal. I just married Meghan after she divorces Harry, which will inevitably. Oh, whoa! Red lighting the mic, mate. I'm red lighting the mic. Getting excited now. Getting excited. Let's do the whispering. Let's stick to whispering, and let's do Sisyphus. Okay, let's do Sisyphus. Right. I've got the timer. I've got the stopwatch. Sisyphus surveys the vast mountain ahead of him. Beside him, the oh, I got it wrong. Okay. Reset. I was going to say him, but I'm going to do them instead because of the pronoun thing. I just think it'd work better, more modern. Okay. So we're making an ASMR now. We're making a short. On your marks, get set. I'm gonna have to lean back and talk out loud. ASMR. There's this whole. I don't know. Maybe I'm like an old man, but there's this whole move now into this fast ASMR. Why does everyone want everything fast? I don't like fast ASMR. ASMR should be languid, and it should take time. If you're gonna tap on something, yeah. Check this out, right? Look, got my hand on the hat. Yeah, got my hand on the hat. I'm just gonna tap it now, right? It's just gentle, just little. I'm just tapping, as if I were having a conversation with you, and I was just, idly or absent-mindedly doing this. That's what that should be, in my opinion. But Johnny Depp, in my opinion. But people seem to be like, fucking bang on it like it's a fucking drum. Get that on your head, you fucker. Like, that's no good, is it? That's not ASMR. You don't need to have it brutalised into you. It doesn't have to be fast. It's silly. I think there's a problem with some form of it being part of YouTube culture. I think something's gone wrong with it. I think it's been infected in some way, and something's gone wrong with ASMR. I really do think that. They'll all hate me now, won't they? Right, let's get back to Sisyphus. We're going to do this in a minute, in just 1 minute. It's going to just be a minute of Sisyphus. Okay, you ready? On your marks, get set. Sisyphus surveys the vast mountain ahead of them. Beside them, the idle boulder that needs to be at the top. Thank God we can edit this, because idle boulder. I wrote that. Why did you write that? That's just going to cause yourself trouble. Idle boulder. The idle. Oh, we can do it in his voice. Oh, we can do it in his voice. Okay. Sisyphus surveys the vast mountain ahead of them. Beside them, the idle boulder that needs to be at the top. They grit their teeth, gritting my teeth, and they say to themselves, well, let's get at this then. Shoulder to rock, and they begin to push. It feels like an age as they force that rock, the strain, the trial, the effort. I bet this is going to go on longer than 60 seconds. Just as they they're nearing the peak. Just as they near the peak, a stumble, a boulder sway, and then, disaster, it slips from their shoulder. It slips from their shoulders, scuffing the skin, and is gone. Bouncing and crashing to the valley floor below. They scream, gather their thoughts, and Sisyphus scrambles and ambles after it. Reaching the same place they started, they turn. And that's where the video will now loop. Okay, well, there's your ASMR. Enjoy that. Sneak it up your bumhole. Or in your ears. Probably better in your ears. Okay, right then. Let's do Sisyphus. That was a good practice. But we're going to do the serious one now. We're going to do the serious. Okay. Do you know, before we do that, do you know the ventriloquist dummy? You know the ventriloquist? You've seen the ventriloquist where he's got the dummy and the dummy does the talking, yeah? You know the ventriloquist dummy, right? Check out my face. This is the ventriloquist dummy. It's good, isn't it? It's good. It's good, that one. The way my eyes go. And I can do this one as well. I don't know, maybe it won't work on camera, but I can sort of shake them. I don't know if that was working. They would probably just look crossed and mental. You don't say mental anymore because you do Mental Health Mondays. You don't say that anymore. You do Mental Health Mondays. You're more sophisticated than that. Right then. Sisyphus. We're going to do some ASMR. Sisyphus surveys the vast mountain ahead of them. Beside them, the idle boulder that needs to be at the top. They grit their teeth and say to them, that's ruined it. They grit their teeth and say to themselves, well, let's get at this then. They grit their teeth and say to themselves, well, let's get at this then. Shoulder to rock, they begin to push. Shoulder to rock, they begin to push. No, still caught the throat. Shoulder to rock, they begin to push. It feels like an age as they force the rock. The strain, the trial, the effort. Then, just as they near the peak, a stumble. The boulder sways and then disaster. It slips from their shoulders. The boulder sways and then disaster. It slips from their shoulders, scuffing the skin and is gone. Bouncing and crashing to the valley floor. They scream, gather their thoughts, and then Sisyphus scrambles and ambles after it. Reaching the same place they started, they turn. We did it! Ears popped. Get your ears popped. Come and get your ASMR ears popped. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard ASMR ear popping. Oh man. Why are you like this? I don't know. Do you know, before I started streaming today, I was a bit cross. I don't know why. I played some Fortnite with my sister and the game made me feel cross itself, just the game. Do you know what made me cross, actually? I'll tell you what made me cross. What made me cross was, I thought Fortnite recently has done an update and it's got different guns in it. And the reason that I'll turn myself down, I'm all right. The reason they've got these different guns, I was thinking about it. I was like, why? Why did they change the guns? And what I've realised is they sell these guns, don't they, as plastic toys. Yeah, they sell it. Fortnite is free to play, but that's not where it ends. They get their V-Bucks. They're not even happy with the V-Bucks, right? They sell the guns as plastic toys. I'll reiterate, they sell the guns. Let's look at it on the internet. Let's just internet Fortnite guns, right? Fortnite guns by toy. Yeah, here we go. Look, let's flip this through so you can see it on the web browser. You get insight into how I think it's worth doing. So they sell these guns as plastic toys. Where's the harm in that? What's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that is we don't need any more crap. We don't need any more plastic crap in the world. We absolutely don't. These are all going to end up in landfill. All of them. All of them. One or two will be kept at sterling auction in 2050, whatever the year is when, you know, these are now antique and a brand boxed one has, you know, people will look at them like that and they won't even be that valuable because they'll be mass produced collectible items. So you can't mass produce something collectible. It's mass produced shit, right? Anyway, this is the guns. They'll be in landfills, they'll be in dustbins, they'll be broken, they'll be all, you know, it's plastic crap. They'll end up in the ocean. They'll end up killing animals. They'll end up, those little Nerf bullet things will end up in the guts of seagulls and they'll be sicking them up and trying to feed them to their young who will choke. There'll be tons of this stuff, tons in the ocean in the next 10 or 20 years, Fortnite guns. You'll see them washing up at beauty spots. So, like, that's plastic crap. It's just rubbish, isn't it? It's just rubbish. And it's being sold to the kids, so the parents have to buy it, and the parents have to spend silly amounts of money on plastic crap, which isn't worth the money. It's because it's got like Fortnite written on it. So they have to, I want my gun, mummy. And like, yeah, let's not even get into the aspect of cultural use of guns and firearms as children. Like, obviously the NRA is pretty pro this whole business, isn't it? But I don't know if I am. I'm not in America and talking about gun culture, so that's up to you and your ideas. But I don't think it's very healthy to be giving kids pretendy guns to run around with. It's always been the case, as far as I can know. I've got my pretendy guns when I was a kid. I wanted to be an action man, soldier man. So it's something that happens. It's cultural. I get it. I watched the A-Team when I was young and wanted a gun. But I don't know if it's healthy. I'm not even passing judgment on that aspect, just pointing it out, the ethics of that. But the point is that I'm coming on to, so they already do this. This is part of the merchandising of Fortnite. It's part of their business plan. So they've just changed the guns in the game, haven't they? They've just changed them onto different guns, new guns, primal guns. I'll show you some Fortnite primal guns. No, it doesn't matter. They're not the guns that I was looking for. There's a picture of them. New guns. And I'm like thinking to myself, why have they done that? They're selling all these plastic toys. Why would they change it? Oh, of course, these are going to be next year's Christmas present. Like, this is, if you've already bought your plastic shit, Primal Fortnite, if you've already bought your plastic toy, now it's time to throw it away, because Fortnite are updating their range of imagery that they sell to children in order to sell them more products. And what probably happened, in the same way as Teenage Mutant Turtles, or probably, let's not bring the Turtles into this. Let's just go with the Transformers, because I know it was fact. Transformers, they developed plastic toys first, and then they developed a program, an advert, to sell the toys to the children. Right? So that's bad, in my opinion. You don't develop artistic culture and then merchandise from it to sort of support the culture. You develop the merchandise first, the crap, and you then develop a culture of artistic value to sell it to people. I think that's bad news. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. It's not modern. It's not healthy. But the reason they've done this, of course, is because they're now going to be selling these changed, modified, the new gun, aren't they? So there's even more plastic crap, and that made me feel bad. But then I'll tell you what made me feel even worse about it was that I then thought, well, Fortnite's got this incredible position. They've made loads of money. They've got loads of players. And I know that they've done music events in Fortnite, which I thought was interesting. I didn't think it was that socially positive, but a rapper can sell themselves to a captive audience of young people if they've got the money. Yeah, okay, fair enough. If you've got the money, you can sell your pop song to those kids. But I just thought to myself, have they not missed an opportunity to speak to the youth of the world? And I'm talking about the world. Fortnite's global. Have they not just missed an opportunity there? While they're the most looked at and popular thing. Like, they won't always be the most popular thing. They won't always have the opportunity. And they're using the opportunity to sell plastic crap and bad ideas. Yeah, it is just a free-to-play game. And they've got to make their money somehow on V-Bucks and skins. But it turns out the skins are just now, if you've got enough money, your marketing company, you can get yourself in Fortnite, and that's going to sell a load more Mandalorian guns at Christmas. And we're trying to market the new Star Wars film because we're selling the Star Wars toys. And it's nowhere near, it's nothing about art and story. It's about sales and marketing. So they've gone that way with it. That's the way they've gone. But they had the opportunity, didn't they? They could have reached like 1 billion, trillion people in their formative years with a good idea, with something positive about, capitalism. But you see, the thing is, what's so sad about this is that the Fortnite company, Epic Games or whoever they are, they've already got the money. They already made the success. Their business model was make a computer game, make it popular, sell the V-Bucks, get the money. They've already got that. So they don't need to do this other bit. You know, they don't need to do this. Your influencers who are taking photographs with their Fortnite guns and posing like, how cool am I with my Fortnite guns, selling you a product, getting their money from their click views, you know, making a YouTube video, tapping a cube with a fidget spinner because they've got a 10% sale extra link in, all that crap. You know, let's not get this twisted. Yeah, these people have already got there. They've got their millions of followers and subscribers. These people have got the game, the popularity. They've got the money. And what are they using it for now that they've cracked that? Just more of it, more shit. And that's what's sad. That's what made me sad about it. I thought it all through over the last couple of days. Why are Fortnite making new guns? And it's worse than greed. It's worse than greed. It's worse than it. It's, you know, you've already got the money. How greedy can you be? It's worse than greed. It's something people get hyped and excited about, Marvel movies and Batman and I can buy the toy, and like it's something that has infected the minds of people to the point where they don't in the same way as Destiny didn't realise he was being ageist and prejudiced earlier, people don't realise that taking a photograph with a Fortnite gun damages a child, and it damages our environment. I don't know, it's more than greed, isn't it? It's something else. It's like they celebrate it, they roll around in their shit. So yeah, so Fortnite, the new guns, that made me feel bad. And you can hear my ranty. That's me ranty. Okay. But coming on stream and talking to you and doing this, doing that ASMR made me feel happy and fun. So that's interesting, isn't it? ASMR hasn't made me feel happy. Let's get rid of this off the images because I can't look at these images. Happy. Let's just write happy and let's see what happy comes up with. We'll go with that one. Because of course, if you're thinking of happiness, you're thinking of a child surrounded by green beans with some crystalline eye structure. I don't know, man. That looks like I don't know what's going on there. Why that stock photography equates to happiness. He doesn't look happy to me though. Doesn't look happy to me. It looks like he's being told to smile by. It looks like he's been there all day. Do you want me to tell you the story about my modelling career? My modelling career is an interesting story because it started when I was only a little kid. I was only a little kid. I was about 8 years old, and my dad was dating a model. So the non-nuclear family. We had this model involved in our non-nuclear family, and she was doing a job for, I think it was Beazer Homes. Yeah, Beazer Homes. So these people build houses and they make catalogues, yeah, of their houses, and then you look at the catalogues and you go and buy the houses, right? So I was, she got the job, my dad's girlfriend, to be the catalogue model, and they said to her, you know, it's a family thing, the Homes thing, and she was like, oh, I can bring children, my partner has got. So me and my sister went along to the first modelling job of our young lives. I was about 8 years old, like I said. I was only young, I wasn't too old. I remember distinctively my photograph. We were in the kitchen of one of these houses, and I was holding a big fish. It was filleted. They got it from the fishmonger, but it was supposed to look like I'd been fishing and I'd caught it with my dad. So this man who was a model stood next to me and put his hand on my shoulder. I dressed up in my fishing gear, held this fish. Oh, look at this, Mommy. And they took my picture. So that was me, my modelling career. I hope that photograph doesn't surface because I'm vegan now. But yeah, that happened. And then I was sort of like just done for the day. There was no point to me being there really. I don't remember. So what I did was I went around the other houses. It was like an estate and they're all empty. So I just sort of broke into one of them. I was only a kid. Broke, and they were not breaking in because no one lived there. So it was just open, wasn't it? But not as open as it needed to be for me to get in there, but open after I'd finished with it. And all the alarms went off. Like, I was pressing all the buttons on this alarm. I thought it was fun. It was like, what's this on the wall? And like, I was pressing all the buttons, and then all of a sudden, all the alarms. When I say all the alarms on the estate went off, and everyone came running out, and everyone was running around, and obviously it was me. Obviously, it was me that had done it, and it spoiled the day for many people because they had to spend 20 or 30 minutes listening to all the alarms. And I mean all the alarms going off, and no one knew how to switch them off. Like, there was problems, people running around, and I was a naughty boy. But I didn't feel naughty. I just was left unattended, so I felt like it was their fault. But yeah, that was my modelling career. I never got booked again for another job. So that was my modelling career over before it began. Beezer Homes. They own my image somewhere. So yeah, and then talking to you on stream has made me happy, hasn't it? Made me happier. Oh, we've done an hour and 20 minutes. Shit. I've got to walk the dog. Don't swear on stream either. If you swear on stream, you get troubled. I'm trying to project a positive image as a role model in our society, and I don't think swearing all the time willy-nilly without necessary, without something to rile me into a state where I don't think I should lose my temper anyway. Generally, I shouldn't lose it, should I? But unless something causes me to raise the game and to swear for that reason, maybe you can be more interesting and clever and funny by using words that aren't swear words to say things. Maybe swear words are just loose, lazy language. Maybe they look cool. Maybe they look cool. Me waiting for all your new non-vegan photos to resurface and then you get cancelled. Oh my God, the things that could cancel me as a vegan that I've done since I've been a vegan. I once ate something. I mean, my favourite one. I haven't had an alcoholic drink for God, it must be coming on 5 years now or something. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I've drunk enough of it. I've definitely drunk enough of it. So. Yeah, I don't drink. So I went to this vegan fair, and they had this cannabis CBD oil stand, and I was interested, and I was talking to the guy, and he said, "Why don't you have a little drop?" And I was like, "Fair enough." And he held this thing, and it was like, "What the?" It was like fire. I said, "What's in that?" And he goes, "It's a tincture." I said, "Well, what does that mean?" And he said, "Well, it's CBD oil and pure alcohol." And I was like, "What? What?" So now I've had a drop of alcohol as a non-alcohol drinker. I can't ever say, "Oh, I gave up and that was the last drop I ever drank," because now I've had a drop, haven't I? A drop, but pure like fire. Yeah, so I don't drink, and I'm not. Sometimes I'm tempted to, but I'm not ever going to drink again, I hope. But of being a vegan, it's not that I want to eat animals, definitely not, but at the same time I've lived so much of my life as a non-vegan before that I'm only just beginning to be repulsed by animal products. Like the sight of a dead animal and its flesh is starting to put me off, and when my mum cooks bacon or something, I like the smell of it is now puts me off. Flesh is burning. But in the last sort of 4 or 3 years of the transition, that hasn't always been the case, and there've been a couple of times like my dad made me a dish with chicken in it, and I didn't even know. I was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "It's chicken." I was like, "But I'm vegan," and he was like, "Yeah, but you can pick it out." And I'd already eaten half of it, so I just ate the rest. I was like, "There's no point in putting these bits of chicken on the side, like picking through it, and it was rice and things all mixed in." So I just had to just eat it and just accept that here's me eating some chicken. And I don't, yeah. So I'm not going to get cancelled for that. I said it out loud. I raised it as an issue, but yeah, it could happen, couldn't it? Could happen. I got another one as well. I got another infinite loop that we could do. But the problem with this one is we have to change the light bulb, and we've already done an hour and 20, and I've still got an hour's worth of editing from yesterday to do. So you might not see me all weekend, and I wanted to get on at the weekend because we've got more option to be on for longer. Put your hands in the air! I think we managed it today, didn't we? I think we managed. We did whispered ASMR rapping. Should we give that one more try? Let's go. We're going to finish off now with Big Face and a whispered ASMR rap. And let's see if I can remember one of them. These have to just come out of my brain because I've written them. I tried doing the second half of Braves, but it breaks down towards the end, I think. I did that the other day, didn't I, a bit? Put up your shields, engagement. Can you hear me? 1, 2. 1, 2. This won't go so well, but we'll just do the second half of Braves and see how it goes. Put up your shields, engage, spin, deflect. detectors. I can see disguises, here lies like a detector. I'm smoking, the thing start beak me. Yeah, we did this the other day, didn't we? So that's no good. Okay. So I'm gonna try your luck, all put together, sum it up. Don't bad truck, what makes you think I give a fuck? I'm like labels out of fashion, rip you off like the tax and customs. I don't even need a reason. I'm like labels out of season, I'm a king killer committing treason. I'm Hassan, you're heathens, not passing the mic, so keep dreaming. You're like foxes, you get beaten. You're like foxes having a dream season, this court's in session. So don't judge me when I party like Jamie Vardy, I scored hotties. Yeah, there we go. That'll do. That'll do. We've done some whispered ASMR. We've done some pulling Destiny's socks up, haven't we? We've pulled on Destiny's socks. We called on him to pull his socks up. And if I can say his name enough in enough videos, then maybe one day I'll be debating these people on YouTube's, and be one of the bread tubers. I should be I'm going to say this call to action. Talk about calls to action. I don't do calls to action, but we'll do a video where we look at my other content. And I'll tell you about it. But come on, man. I got the ethics down. I got the ethics. Let me lead. Let me carry the flag. Let me carry the flag. I got black marks all over my channels. My channels, and YouTube is never going to let them surface. YouTube doesn't want us to be heard. But I got the ethics. Man. Woman, child, adult, person of non-specific binary. I got the ethics. I care about the kids. I'm not trying to sell them crap. I'm caring for them. We're here. We're a crew. We got capital K. We got capital. I can't even point with that finger. Capital K. We got capital K, a legendary member of the Ganji Puko Warrior crew. We got open positions. You can join the crew. We can set sail together into the future. Give me a chance at debating destiny. He might be able to tangle me up with his clever words, but they will never take our freedom. They will never be able to beat me down in the pureness of my heart. That's the thing. You'll never win me. You'll never win me because of the pureness of my heart. I'll never be beaten. I'm never going to lay down and give up. I'll never be beaten on that. So you can clever word it. You can whatever, but the pureness of my heart means that it doesn't matter about my clever words. It matters about my actions and the things that I show and do. So that'll always come through. That'll always come through. I can get angry sometimes and have a rant. I'll be angry about Raffy Taffy stealing my stuff, and people will take it the wrong way and ruin my channel. Ruin all the work I put together over the years because of their childish culture. But we'll all grow up together and we'll move on. We'll move into the future. Give me the flag. Let me carry that flag. I'll do a good job. I won't let you down. I'm not going to let you down. This is all I've got, really. This will kill myself, and I'm not joking. I am joking, but I'm not. It's like I am limited in my options in life because as much as I'm capable and all that, I can't. You heard me talking about the guns, the plastic guns. I used to work as a hairdresser, and I couldn't sell a bottle of shampoo. I wouldn't a better word. I wouldn't sell a bottle of shampoo. And they'd say to me, the clients, "Oh, what do you think's the best shampoo for my hair?" And I'd think I could make another £9 here, or I can tell you the truth and just let you save a bit of money on shampoo and not have to be like bullshitted by someone who you've just spent an hour talking to, who you're developing a trust with. I develop trust with people and then I sell to them. No. I've seen that eye to eye in hairdressing. I've seen it eye to eye. I've seen the people be successful with it. I've seen them. They've still got their shop running in town. Mine closed down. I had loads of clients. I gave them all to my other staff. I had girls coming through, and I'm not sexist. I would have had boys as well, but I was a small salon and we only had girls. It's the way of the hairdressing world, fine. But I had girls coming through and I would give them my clients. They'd make the money instead of me. I closed down. It's not a good business plan. But it's just, I'm telling you, that's it. That's just how it is. It's just how it is. You won't give me the flag. I'm gonna come and take it. I'm coming to take it. I'm gonna wave it. And we're gonna win. King Snowflake. people went on about snowflakes, didn't they? If you didn't, loads of snowflakes together. Avalanche, crunch. Now tell me about snowflakes. All right, that's me rant. That's me rant. We've pushed an hour and a half. I'm back on at the weekend. I've got a new game. I've got 2 new games. I've got an art game, an indie. I thought we should play indie arty games, shouldn't we? So we've got to finish Earthbound, and I've got to get back on that. But I'm only allowing us an hour a week at weekends. So that'll happen this weekend. But I've got another couple of games. I've got an indie arty game. It's one of those about like a kid who has a breakdown. So whilst I want to make jokes about it and stuff, it's quite a serious mental health topic. So I don't know. Well, maybe we'll look at it. And I've got another game called 911 What's Your Emergency or something like that, where I get to be the call centre operative, where we on chat can choose who has the might of the police force thrown at them at any given time. So that might be fun, or it might just be a mindless administrative task simulator. So we don't know until we try it. So we're going to try that at the weekend as well. That's what we're doing. So you be good, my little puckos. Me and Johnny Depp are going to go and make some chocolates for the kids. Going to put some special ingredients in it. And be good, my little puckos. You be good.